My manga is called Bleakville. It's a psychological thriller horror manga about saving animals. The name comes from a play on the main character, whose name is Dr. Eric Bleak, or Dr. Bleak for short. Basically, it's a point of view, like you're in his world, okay? So, if you think of Bleakville, think of Dr. Bleak's point of view, Dr. Bleak's world. Bleakville is actually not a real place in my story. The story is set in New York City. I chose New York City because it's so diverse. There's so many things I can do. I also think it is kind of bleak, personally. I've never been to New York City, but I can imagine how cold it can be. A lot of people commute back and forth to work, but nobody really talks. They're like just isolated. So I feel like that could be another reason to think of Bleakville as a bleak place. I just want to take a moment to thank everyone who subscribed to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate all the support and comments that I got on my previous short video that I made where I was looking for my audience. The truth about Bleakville is I actually created this series when I was 14 years old, and that was almost 14 years ago, so you can figure out my age. But originally Bleakville was a place. It was a desolated place that I made that was full of, I don't know, like cemetery ghosts and stuff like that. That's not Bleakville anymore. That was back when I was 14. Bleakville now was a more realistic story. There is no supernatural elements in it. The horror comes from the unfortunate imagery and crimes that happen to animals in the society. And Dr. Bleak is an animal investigator. Think of Batman, but saving animals. So he will investigate crimes and figure out what happened and try his best to save the day, I guess, in his own kind of way. I'm going to read to you the synopsis that I wrote for my series. I actually just finished it a few days ago. And I mean, it's finished. This is the official synopsis for this. I would call it part 1 of Bleakville because Bleakville is going to be in 3 parts. But anyway, this is part 1. So, haunting the streets of New York City at night. Vigilante animal rescuer Dr. Bleak also works as a veterinarian during the day. But when a young barista named Cheryl is in need of help, how far will he go? That's my synopsis. Let's talk about Cheryl. So I have a lot of characters in here right now. Obviously, Dr. Bleak, he's the cool guy. He's the animal investigator. The, I would call stoic main character. And then I have Cheryl. She's a barista. She likes caramel lattes. In this story, you're really going to see how they interact, their opposites, and all that fun stuff. I should say fun stuff for me because it's fun writing. It might not be fun for you reading it because it might be very stressful and psychological and all that drama. But I'm not going to spoil my story. If you are interested in reading or pre-saving my book before it even comes out, head on over to my free newsletter. When you sign up, you will only get emails regarding new merch, new updates, and of course when the chapter drops. The second way to pre-save my story is through Webtoons. You download the Webtoons app if you have it on your phone, but you can use it on a computer if you do that. And type in Bleakville, click link below, and subscribe. When you subscribe, you will get notified as soon as the episode drops. That's my personal favorite way to do things. And Webtoons has a lot of awesome indie comics on there. But you've been seeing, why do I already have subscribers and views? The truth about Bleakville is this is not new. I have been making Bleakville, as I said, for 14 years. Not all consistent years, but long enough. And I have made many versions of it. One of my favorite versions of it that I made before I went on a hiatus because of my hand injury was a short one-shot story about food. The theme of the story was food. You can check it out. Also, my link in bio if you want to read that. It's a 10-page horror magazine that I made. That's the one I've been selling out all the time. This 10-page zine right here is an original version of Bleakville I made back in 2018. I already had printed it out, and I always, gratefully, by the grace of God, sell out of these every time I do shows. I do like little pop-up shows at comic book shops or at little events, and I sell out. And I'm so grateful for everybody that's bought my book. It actually just made issue 4 of the Houston comic scene. I'm really happy about that. When it comes to the inspiration of Bleakville, I take a lot of inspiration from music. Sometimes I listen to the lyrics of the song and I make that into a whole chapter or dialogue sequence. One of my favorite bands to listen to actually is Korn. I took a lot of stuff from Korn, a lot of lyrics from that band, and I just made chapters and quotes from it. It's really fun. I take a lot of inspiration from manga, especially manga like Berserk. The art style is very dark and gritty, and I love just how it looks. And then another manga that I take inspiration from is Tokyo Ghoul. I absolutely love Tokyo Ghoul's art style. And when it comes to overall writing and storytelling, I take a lot of inspiration from my own personal life. When I was a kid, nothing traumatic happened to me, but just being lied to. You know, when you grow up and you realize that some of the things you thought was cool as a kid is so lame and fake now, I take a lot of inspiration from that kind of experience in life. Whether it was celebrities you thought were cool or aren't cool, or things in life that you thought you always wanted, but it doesn't really turn out to be so sweet and so good. A lot of that negativity is kind of why Dr. Bleak himself is a pessimist. His character obviously is pessimistic. The reason why I decided to make Bleakville a manga and not a colored comic book is because I simply just love the black and white gritty style, and I love the anime style, like the bigger eyes. You know, they don't have to look realistic. Anime and manga art varies from different artists, so there is no one manga or one anime style. When it comes to horror, the elements of horror that's going to be in Bleakville unfortunately will be based around the animal abuse. So don't Google it, but if you know, you know, animals get abused. When it comes to novels that inspired Bleakville or just my writing style, I really love the dystopian political era books like 1984, obviously. There's other books too, but just really love that style of writing. So when you read Bleakville, you're gonna get a mixture of a lot of stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. Got Korn, Berserk manga, and 1984 all combined into this world that follows Dr. Eric Bleak. If you have any questions about my manga series or want to know more about my process, leave a comment down below. This is Imani telling you to stay safe, stay blessed, and stay mad.
It's mad.